What is up everyone, my name is Jasper and in today's video it's time for another income report. So with October behind us, it's time to look back at how the sites performed that month. Now I currently have 5 different websites, 3 of them are in English and 2 of them are in Dutch, and we'll be covering all of those. Now October was a pretty standard month. It was just one of those months where nothing major happened. I was just steadily producing content, the sites were performing pretty nicely, although most of them are down a bit. One of these sites has gone up by a lot. And yeah, there really just wasn't that much happening. Now the income did go down a bit, and I think it has everything to do with that we're in the first month of a quarter. Even though it is the fourth quarter, which is notorious for its high RPMs, we're still in the first month of a quarter, which usually see lower RPMs. I've also been steadily working on the new website, and although I'm lagging behind, we are really close to the point where I'm just going to publish everything all at once. So I think the next 2 months are going to be very exciting. So not only will there be a new website launched, it's also the last 2 months of the year with the holidays, and RPMs and affiliate income just skyrockets during these 2 months. So we're in for a very nice 2 months. I'm really looking forward to it. But let's now dive into the numbers of this month. So as I mentioned, I currently have 5 websites and 3 of them are in English and 2 of them are in Dutch. Now one of these websites is my main English beauty site, and this is basically the primary earner. It's always the one that we discuss first, even though I stopped producing any content for it in July. Now I stopped producing content because the site got hit by a core update and I've been adding a lot of articles. I believe I added 60 more articles, but there just isn't any more movement. It was kind of draining me. So I just decided to stop publishing on there, but still it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, and it still brings a nice chunk of money. So last month it had a total of 38,500 page views, which is pretty decent. It's kind of in line with the last few months. There just isn't really that much happening here. So we got 1,000 more page views than last month, so it's just really steady. There really isn't that much happening here. Now this website is primarily monetized with ads, and this is with AdThrive, my preferred company for larger websites. And in total I made just under $780. Now despite the page views going up with 1,000 page views, the ad income has gone down. So last month I made $812 with AdThrive, and this month only $780. Now this is a very minor difference and I don't really sweat it. As I said, we're in the first month of a new quarter and RPMs are generally lower at that point. Aside from my normal display ads, I also have the video ads, and these made a total of $146. This is once again down from last month where I made a total of $170. Once again a pretty minor difference, but I think it all picks back up again the coming 2 months. Now aside from my ad income, I also have Amazon Associates on this website. It's basically the only one ad network that I'm still using on this site. I do have another one, but it doesn't make any money anymore. It used to bring in about $100 a month. Now that my page view numbers are cut by about 80% since the core update, I just don't really see that many sales coming in anymore. But as for my Amazon income, I have 3 stores connected to my account, and those are the Amazon US, Amazon UK and Amazon Germany. Now the German one doesn't really make any money usually. Last month it actually did make quite a lot of money for this store, and this month it actually did make something again. So I made €1.60. So yeah, that really isn't that much, but it's more than it usually makes because it usually just makes nothing. As for Amazon US, I made a total of $206, which is also slightly down from last month, but still it's a pretty decent number. Now I think with Amazon US, it's kind of the normal fluctuation. Sometimes you see a higher income with affiliates and sometimes it's a little bit lower. I think this month we ended up a little bit lower. And the Amazon UK store, it used to perform really well. The last few months it hasn't really done that much, and this month it has gone up, but it's still in the pretty low numbers. I made a total of £25. So this website made a total of $1,150 this month, and that is actually pretty decent. We did cross the $1,200 a month mark last month, but as I mentioned, RPMs are a little bit lower. So a $50 difference really isn't that much to worry about. Now as I mentioned, I don't really have any future plans for this website. I'm currently tied up in the new website and I do want to build out this new one to about 150 articles. And the same goes for the accessory website. These 2 are really going to be my main focus. But I haven't forgotten the idea of taking some of the new articles that I wrote for this website and posting them on a brand new domain. I have a feeling that my domain name has kind of been, I call it infected. I'm not sure how to call it, but I don't think Google favors this domain anymore. So I wanted to experiment with taking these articles and just publishing them on a brand new domain. But that's something for the future. I'm not going to worry about that. I really think I need to focus and narrow down on just one thing. So let's now take a look at the other websites. So we always start with the two Dutch websites, and one of them is basically a Dutch version of the site we just discussed. Now this website only has, I believe, 22 articles on there, and I don't really plan on expanding it, at least not for the coming few months. But this website has basically just been doing a very small number of page views every month, but it does bring in enough money to fund another article every month. So this month we actually had an increase in page views, and we went to a total of 2,550 page views. Now, as I mentioned, this is just a very small number, but the RPMs on this website are surprisingly good. I suspected that it's in the same niche as my main beauty site, and it is in Dutch, and I really just suspected the RPMs to be pretty low, but the RPMs are around $15. So that's pretty decent, and these RPMs I got by using Ezoic Premium. Now, Ezoic Premium made me a total of $31.65 this month, and that's actually a new record for this website. I never really achieved these high numbers, even though they're not high at all. I never really made this much with this website. I'm actually a little impressed at 22 articles in Dutch, which not many people speak Dutch, that they brought in a total of $35. It is maybe reason to expand it, but that's really for the future. I don't really think that in the coming 6 to 12 months, if ever, I'm going to be updating this website. Now, as for my second Dutch website, this is in the boating niche. And well, as you can expect, boating is very seasonal. It's really a summer topic, and we're going to the winter, and you can really see the decline in page views. And there's nothing to worry about, it's exactly what I expected. With lower temperatures, we naturally see a lower number of page views. So whereas this website usually brought in about 10,000 page views, it's now sitting at 3,000, and that's not much. The RPMs on this website are also a lot lower than on the beauty site, which surprised me a lot, because I always thought boating was a niche for people that had at least some money to spend. So to see the RPMs hover around $6, it's just really low, not at all what I expected. But this website did make me a total of $29 this month, and that once again funds another article. I think these two Dutch websites, they fund about 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 articles a month. And in my opinion, that's perfectly worth it. I haven't really spent much time on this website at all. Especially the boating site, I haven't looked at it, I haven't published anything in the last, I believe, 14 months. So to see them bring in enough money to fund extra articles, it's always nice to have that. Now I also have 2 more English websites, and these are some of my youngest sites. They are both around a year old, and they are not really pulling in the numbers I would like to see from a year-old website. But I think the explanation for that is that I haven't been publishing enough for these websites. So let's start with the consumption website. This is a website in the consumptions niche, and I started it back in September of 2020. And ever since then, I believe I kept it at about 30 articles. So these 30 articles, not all of them are a hit as I would have wanted, and they bring in about 3,000 page views every month. Now, I mentioned before that I kind of wanted to narrow down on 1 or maybe 2 websites in the future, and I don't think that this is one of them. So as of now, I'm kind of unsure what to do. I might just sell this website off. There is still a lot of potential, and there's literally tens of thousands of topics you can write about. I'm just not sure if I want to do that, and I just would kind of like the peace of mind to know that this website isn't mine to worry about anymore. Also, this website has yet to be monetized, so there's no Ezoic ads on here, there's no affiliate deals on here, so there's no money coming in from it. Now lastly, I also have a website in the accessory niche, and this is a very interesting one. So I started this one back in December of 2020, right after the core update hit me, and I wanted to diversify, so I wanted to start a new website, and this was the one. Now, I started this website in halfway through December, so it's nearly a year old, and it just didn't really move. There wasn't really any traffic coming in. There just wasn't really much going on. So back in May, I found out that basically 80% of my articles just weren't indexed. So back then, I took the time to manually index all of them. Now, Google has a cap placed on manually indexing, so you can request, I believe, 10 URLs per day. So it took me about a week, because there's 55 articles on here, I believe. But ever since then, I've been seeing a steady growth, and the growth was about 20 to 30% month over month. But last month I saw a growth of about 150%. So we were at about 800 to, I believe, 1,000 page views, and currently this month we made a total of 1,800 page views. So that's a new record for this website. I saw a lot of articles that are performing really well. They were certain type of articles about a thing in my niche, And I can write probably 10 to 20, maybe even 30 more of these articles because they are really broad and you can do it for a lot of things. So I know I'm kind of fake here because I don't want to review the niche, but I just wanted to say that I do have a game plan for this website because I now know what ranks and what brings in traffic. So last month I saw a huge increase. I'm really hoping that this month we will see it again. So far it is doing really well. This very large increase also just happened overnight. So most of the days in October we were actually at pretty low page view numbers. So I think if we can keep November up with just this steady number that I've been seeing the last couple of days, I think I'm in for a very good month in November. And as I mentioned, this accessory website, now that I do know what ranks and now that I'm seeing some potential here, I really want to double down on this website. So after I've launched the new website that I started for this channel, I am going to pour attention into both this new website and in the accessory website. Now I did also add some new writers to my team, so I can now actually update both of these websites at the same time. I'm really happy about that because I kind of want to get things moving again. And I think that cutting out all of the websites that I'm no longer interested in working in or that have shown me that they're not really worth the time anymore, such as the Dutch websites, I really think that with a more focused approach, I think I can make these two websites into something very large in the coming year. So that's really the plan for the next 2 months and I think also for the next year. I think I really need to narrow down and focus on just a few things instead of these 5 and soon to be 6 different websites. So I did get a lot of peace of mind after deciding that the beauty site is no longer going to be updated. That really did me good. And the same goes for the Dutch beauty site and the Dutch boating site. Just not really worrying about them anymore. Just it makes everything a lot easier. Now that only leaves the consumption site. And as I mentioned, I'm really just considering selling this one off. I don't think it will bring in that much money. I'm hoping to at least go break even on it and maybe even make a few $100s extra. But I think just selling this one off will, for one, it will give me a lot of peace of mind because it's no longer in the back of my mind constantly telling me that it needs to be updated and it needs new articles. And secondly, I think the cash injection that you get from selling a website, I think this one can sell for maybe $2,000–3,000 if I'm lucky. That's a lot of money. And $3,000 just spent back onto these new websites that I actually want to focus on, I think that it will really propel the growth. But that's basically it for this video. Overall, this is a pretty uneventful month, but those are usually the ones I'm looking forward to the most. Having a steady growth, it's just the best thing to see. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!